In the quiet outskirts of Abuja, where new estates rose from red earth and ambition, lived a man named Malam Haruna Bello. He was known as a successful landlord, one of those men people whispered about with a mix of envy and fear. In less than 10 years, Haruna had built 7 fine houses, each painted cream and brown, each fenced with iron gates that gleamed in the sun. People asked him how he made his money. He only smiled. Tenants came easily. The rent was strangely affordable for Abuja, and the houses looked solid, modern, blessed. Families moved in with hope, newlyweds, civil servants, traders, young professionals dreaming of a better life, but strange things followed. Within months of moving in, tenants began to suffer unexplained misfortune. Businesses collapsed overnight. Promotions were mysteriously revoked. Marriages that once thrived turned sour. Children fell ill without diagnosis. Dreams turned restless. People woke up sweating, seeing the same face, a tall man standing at the gate, counting something with cold eyes. Haruna never slept well either. One night, after collecting rent from 3 different tenants, he dreamed of an old woman sitting in the middle of one of his compounds. Her hair was white like ash, her eyes deep like wells. "You have built houses," she said, her voice echoing, "but you did not build them alone." He woke up trembling. Troubled, Haruna sought answers the way he always had, quietly. Through hidden connections, he was taken to a spiritualist deep in a satellite town outside Abuja. The man was old, thin, and blind in one eye. The air around him felt heavy. Before Haruna could speak, the man raised his staff. "Do not lie," the spiritualist warned. "Your shadow is louder than your voice." After long silence, the truth spilled out. Years ago, when Haruna was still struggling, he had entered a forbidden pact. He was promised wealth through property, but the price was hidden. Every house he built would be tied to human destinies. Not blood sacrifices, not death, but something worse, slow draining. Anyone who lived in those houses would unknowingly feed his fortune with their luck, health, and future. Haruna fell to his knees. "I didn't know it would be this bad," he cried. The spiritualist shook his head. "Greed always pretends to be ignorance." Then came the warning that froze his blood: "You must never step into any house you built with that money. The moment your feet cross the threshold, the bond will reverse. The destinies you took will return, and they will come with interest." Haruna gasped. "What if I just stand at the gate?" "You already stand too close." The old man replied. From that day, Haruna changed. He stopped visiting his properties. He sent agents instead. If repairs were needed, he paid extra so he would not have to go near them. At social gatherings, when people praised his houses, his smile became forced. But destiny does not forget. One evening, a heavy rainstorm flooded part of the estate. Tenants called in panic. A child was trapped inside one of the houses. Haruna stood at the entrance of the street, hearing cries, watching water rise. His driver begged him, "Sir, it's just one step. The child will die." Haruna remembered the warning. He also remembered his own son, lost years ago to unexplained illness, with shaking legs. He stepped forward. The moment his foot touched the compound floor, the air changed. The rain stopped abruptly. Haruna screamed, not in pain, but in recognition. Faces flooded his mind. Dreams he had stolen. Futures he had bent. Joys he had delayed. He collapsed. By morning, the child was saved. The tenants felt lighter, as if a burden had lifted. Some later found new jobs. Others recovered from long illnesses. Haruna never woke up. Doctors said it was a stroke. The spiritualist said nothing. Today, the houses in that Abuja estate still stand. The rent remains low. The misfortune stopped, but old tenants swear that sometimes, at dawn, they see a man standing outside the gate, never inside, counting nothing, owning everything, and allowed to enter nowhere, because wealth built on stolen destinies never becomes a home.